So Ursula von der Leyen, she's the president of the European Commission. She's the sort of person who's running all this at the moment. Let's take a look at her. Now, let's learn a little bit about Ursula because we thought we'd just take this opportunity to show her background. And this is how her claim to fame was as a folk singer here. This is a young Ursula. You can see circled in the red there. The Albrecht family. That's her former name there before she got married. So Ursula Albrecht, and she was a folk singer. That was her claim to fame. That's how she got started. She's a child of European bureaucrats and technocrats and German politicians. So she's from a political family, you could say. But let's look at her background because it is very interesting and it's worth noting how she rose to the position that she's in right now. And so this is Ursula von der Leyen there, 1978, enrolled at the London School of Economics under the name Rose Ladson. So she enrolled at LSE under a pseudonym. Very bizarre. Years later, she said that she feared, or family feared, that far left extremists were targeting German politicians at the time, so she needed to change her name in London. Well, a lot of that stuff wasn't really happening in London, Mike, so it's hard to realize what's going on here. Was she an intelligence asset in being groomed at a young age? Who knows? We're only speculating on this. We can only go by the media reports. Very strange, though. London, for me, this is when she was a swinging early 20-year-old here. London, for me, then, was the epitome of modernity, freedom, the joy of life, trying everything. I can't imagine what that phrase entails. You can use your imagination if you wish. She loved punk and rock concerts and going out partying, telling the publication that she spent significantly more time in the bars of Soho and in record stores in Camden than in the library. This is Vogue magazine.
Set her up well for a future career then in the European Union because it's a big party there as well.
Right, and politics in Germany here. So that's Ursula's story there. Well, look, we'll just go a little further here. This gets interesting. She did a doctorate, she has a medical degree at University of Hanover, I believe. Her doctoral thesis is alleged to contain 43% plagiarized material, 23 cases of dodgy citations. This was a study done by Vrani Plag, Wiki, and this has been confirmed by a number of other media outlets. So, they didn't revoke her medical degree. That's the thing. They made an exception for her. A lot of pressure was put on the university, take her degree away. They didn't. She was protected, probably because of who her family is. So that's interesting. So you have a dodgy doctorate thesis there. And 2005, 2013, various German cabinet positions, Mike, Secretary for Family and Youth, later Labor and Social Affairs. Certainly you'd look at that CV right there and you think, well, she's perfectly qualified for what? Well, of course, the defense minister of Germany, right? There she is in 2013, defense minister. Now, just after this is where her career really took off. And something interesting happened here, Mike, after 2013. In the year 2016, just 3 years later, Ursula von der Leyen was appointed board of trustees for the World Economic Forum. And this is where her career really took off. She was an obscure cabinet minister under Angela Merkel. Nothing really important. She managed to move into that defense minister position with zero experience in anything related to anything like that. And there, boom, World Economic Forum. And from there, here we go, just so we know, Global Trustees Board here for the WEF 2016. And you can see there she is. And it almost looks like she's taking orders there from Herr Schwab. She's present and correct there, and Klaus is questioning her about the Davos agenda. So, but that's where things really took off for Ursula. And so soon after that, 2019, President of the European Commission. Talk about a mercurial rise to power there, Mike.
Yes.
And especially those last two steps were completely unelected. These are appointed positions, well, as were the cabinet positions as well. Although she was an MP, she had a local constituency in Germany. But isn't it interesting, Mike, how once she became basically baked into Davos, then she walks straight into the European Commission position. Look at all the policies that she's pushing in the last 2 years, especially regarding the digital ID, regarding vaccinations, vaccine passports, and the WEF have been pushing all of those projects for years. And here's her husband, Heiko von der Leyen, and Heiko is the medical director of a U.S. biotech company, Orgenesis, which specializes in, well, cell and gene therapies. Now, they don't work on mRNA specifically. I don't know if that's in their portfolio, but just about everything else in the world of gene therapy. So he's in the biotech business. They're in the biotech business. So there is a slight conflict of interest there. Slight, yeah. So, and here's his company here. For those people, you can just see all of the different therapy pipelines here, immuno-oncology, a lot of viral diseases here with gene therapy, HPV vaccines, HPV, hepatitis, everything basically. So this is very much a WEF gene therapy future, okay? And her husband is right in the center of that.
Yeah.
So we just thought this a little bit of interesting background. You should know who the European Commission's president is and her background.